I wouldn't say there's any huge differences in the Austrian and the German food. It's all pretty similar. Potatoes are kind of a big ingredient with a lot of the stuff. The potato starch they make noodles with, and one of my favorite foods is kanoodle. It's a dumpling. In Austria, they'll do them primarily with potato starch, and they usually will fill them with like sausage or something like that. There's also dessert canoodle, which they fill with fruit and you eat with sugar. And then in Bayern and Baden-Württemberg, they're primarily made of bread. It's called Semmelknödel. Love it. It is so good. This is probably one of the biggest parts of my mission that not related to being a missionary, that I miss the most. Is just the food there, because everything is so good. I quite honestly can say I don't remember eating anything that I didn't really like. The strangest thing I ate was, we had an investigator who had us over, and he gave us, it was pork nose. But it was actually really good, because it was just like a really salty, fatty meat. And it was just cut really thin. And it was really good. Their bacon, I guess you can find the American bacon. You always find, what's one of the funniest things in Germany is, in all the stores you'll find the American section. And they have all these foods that they claim to be American foods that are just, they're not American, but they resemble American foods. They're always really crappy. But you can find like the American style bacon, which is what we have. But they have their Schinken. It's usually smoked meat that's cut really thin, and that is fantastic. I love that. Main dishes, you'll eat a lot of Spaetzle. It's a noodle. It is so good. One of the more popular dishes is Käsespätzle, which is just this noodle baked with a lot of cheese, and usually they'll do caramelized onions on top of it, and oh, it's so good. Then typically they'll serve it as also like a side, and you have gravy to put over it. The sausages. One thing I miss the most is just being able to walk into the supermarket and just have an entire section just dedicated to sausages. Everything is wonderful. In Bayern, one of the more popular ones is the Weisswurst, so the white sausage. That is fantastic. You eat it with sweet mustard, and you'll have Brezel, so soft pretzel, which is also really popular in Bayern. Some of my favorites was Rotkraut. It's a red sauerkraut. It's a little bit milder, a little bit sweeter. They usually have apples in with it, and it's really good. It's one of the other things I personally bought a lot of. I really liked it. Schupfnudeln, I really like. It's a potato noodle. They're kind of long. The traditional way of serving them is with sauerkraut, and they're like real bacon bits. They're just chunks of bacon that they throw in there. It's just really good. I learned to eat like a German about halfway through my mission from my last German companion. He would just cook the noodles up in a little oil and pour some applesauce on top of them and eat it like that. That's really good. One thing that's really popular in Austria in the fall especially is pumpkin soup. I love pumpkin soup. It is so good. Those are kind of the main things that are different that you'll experience. They eat a lot of Italian food there as well, being pretty close there to Italy. And goulash is really good. They pull it from Hungary, and it's kind of a stew. Usually made with beef. That's really good. Cheese. The dairy products out there are fantastic. I miss having the variety of cheese that you're able to get out there. You get some of the stronger cheeses, which I know not everyone likes, but you can adjust to them. If you end up in Switzerland, you will eat a lot of cheese. I had a companion, he was also out of Switzerland, or had just come from Switzerland when he got into the area. He was so sick of cheese, like, after a week of having been in Switzerland, because the members were just so excited, like, oh, the missionaries, we gotta feed them the traditional Swiss dishes, which are fondue and raclette. Raclette is really good. I had that a couple times on my mission. They have a special kind of stove for it. They have a grill on top where you can grill like mini sausages, peppers, and just whatever else you have. And then each person gets this kind of like little shovel that you put potatoes or whatever you want in it, and then you cover it in cheese. And there's a space between the grill and like the bottom of the burner that you stick that in there, and the cheese just melts over everything and kind of grills your vegetables, whatever you put on it. Well, that's pretty good.